Welcome back to the Latino Slant. Make sure you are subscribed and to our newsletter on the latinoslant.com. Pues vamos. Deadpool Wolverine lands the sixth biggest opening of all time. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
surpassing all kinds of records. I mean, it's because people were saying it's going to be the number one like R-rated movie, but then they were like, now it's into like movies general.
And then it is R-rated. I mean, it's pretty raunchy.
And the thing is, not all the countries are in. All the numbers from different countries are in yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
So I want to make this really quick because this was brought up on Film Thread, and I appreciate Alan and Chris bringing it up. Although I think the conversation got really moved too quickly, and the point got lost. So I just want to bring up one point in regards to this feat here. Let me just read this to you guys, okay? In regards to polling and tracking, because they put up the image of Grace Randolph and the stats. And already Chris Gore was like turned off. I get it. Here it shows how ethnically diverse audiences are. White moviegoers made up 43% of the ticket buyers. We're talking about the U.S. Latino market. All right. Latinos made up 30%, Black 13%, Asian 9%, Native American 5%. This is from post-track data. Okay, why is this important? 30% right there. And we cover this all the time. We are 19% of the population here in the United States. Whenever we over-index at films, you can guarantee that film is going to have a great box office opening. That's number one, right? So anytime, because you're going to have that general audience of Caucasian, white, whatever you want to call it, which is fantastic. Anytime you have the movie-going audience over-indexing, it's a hit. And weekend after weekend, we save the box office. We save Hollywood. We save big blockbuster movies. And I think the point got lost. And I'm not here to clarify anyone or correct anybody here, but the point got lost at Film Thread because, they were just like, well, what does that matter? Here's why it matters. We love a lot of stuff. Our tastes are very diverse. When I say our taste, the U.S. Latino movie-going audience, the number one demo that goes. Fletcher, we love it all.
Yep.
From movies like Mario Brothers to Sisu from last year, that independent, strange action movie from last year, to this year, weekend after weekend, it shows. When we don't show up, when the movie-going audience doesn't show up, the movie's not that much of a hit. Here is fantastic. I think all this is wonderful. I just want people to go and enjoy themselves. But the reason why I bring this up is because, as I said, our tastes are very diverse, and we do not need to see ourselves on the screen. Let me just say that one more time. We do not need to see ourselves on the screen to be seen, to enjoy ourselves. It shows in our taste. It reflects our modern, diverse, creative entertainment taste, and that's why I wanted to bring it up and why that's important. Now, should Hollywood, because of those numbers, reflect more Latinos in their films? Absolutely not. It's a different argument. That one doesn't equate the other. What happens though is that you'll see these activists grab these numbers, grab these facts, and they'll John Leguizamo it. Oh man, we're 19% of the population and we over-index every week, and you need to put us in front of the camera. Mamadas. Because you know what happens when that happens? We become a piñata. We become a diversity check, and we get sent back with the stereotypes 30 years. I don't like that stuff, Fletcher. I don't like that stuff, audience. So that's a different argument. Here, this is wonderful to see, Fletcher. Bring Fletcher back.
Boom.
The diversity of this audience, but also to the diversity of our taste.
No, yeah, I agree. I think even like Tom has said, half his audience made up of Mexicans in the movie theater. I mean, we go see so many different diverse movies because our tastes are very diverse, and it shows. And just like you said, we don't need to see ourselves in it. You just have to kind of respect us if you put us in there, though.
Yeah, it would be nice if you didn't do like the.
We're not on
You know
drug
what?
dealers,
Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. It'd be nice if you didn't do a stereotype, with like a Mexican with a big mustache and a cool hat, walking around with Wolverine and say, "Hey, what's up? What's up, Deadpool, man? I saw you, man. I saw you with the." Putting down those fools, man. That was badass. Hey, whenever you need a help, whenever you need a ride, hey, just call me up. Hey, I'll help you out, eh?
Yeah, there was no Deadpool Mexican variant. What's up with that?
Anyways,
with that?
The opposite can't happen either. Blue Beetle failed at the box office because only the Latino audience showed up. That was a big mistake. Their marketing effed up. They should have been marketing to everybody. Anyways, I can go on and on.
I think you hit on a really important point right there when you're talking about the Latino demographic going to movies, because, I'm in SoCal just like you. And in a lot of ways, the Latino demographic is kind of at the center of the country. It's like they're kind of like the mainstream of the country in a lot of ways, because you got them in various states. It's not like we're all like Latino folks are all clustered in one part of the country. They're pretty much everywhere. You see them in the Midwest, New York, up north, here in SoCal, down south. And if you capture that demographic and capture that vibe with the Latino community, it's kind of like you're capturing the middle and the heart of the country. And when they over-index, that probably indicates that, hey, we got something on our hands. If, as long as, like you said, you're not like primarily focused on one thing, like with Blue Beetle, like you said, it was just kind of like slanted to that one demographic and really not
the marketing was
everybody.
Horrible. The marketing was absolutely
it really
horrible.
was. But yeah, I think that's a good point that you make about it, is that when you see certain demographics over indexed, it kind of may indicate something about the movie. I've never really studied that, but I'm actually going to start looking into it a little bit more, because it makes a lot of sense. Like I said, just from what I know, and like you said, you're like, what is it? What were you saying? Like 19% of the overall?
We're over
country?
90% of the population here in the United States, like 61 million, something like that. And then, we do this almost every week. As far as there's a big hit, we go over the demographics, because we think it's fascinating stuff. And in week in, week out, it's called Post Track Cinema Score.
Post Track data.
That's the company that does that. And I was on. I went to go see the Ungentlemanly Warfare movie a few months ago, the Henry Cavill one. Right. And they were there, and they give us a little stub, the contract, whatever, cinema score, and you just pop, however you want to, thank God they don't say Latinx, but but it's fascinating stuff. And in no way, but the activists, like I said, will commandeer those numbers and say, you need to give us more jobs. It's like, that's a whole different, I don't agree.
Yeah, that's a different conversation.
Different conversation.
All right. That's better. Could I go?